Willingness, the willingness to see, the willingness to feel, the willingness to be, the willingness to breathe, the willingness to lean in, the willingness to lean back, the willingness to welcome the full spectrum of this human experience, this soul experience, all aspects of this experience that are wanting you to allow your full radiance of your OG code, unique soul signature, unique design, your soul coded gifts to be expressed through you freely, to be flowing freely, overflowing with the gift that you are, your eternal, ever present soul offering. Welcome to the Soul Legacy Podcast, where we merge bold soul expression and soul service to live and create from overflow. This is for trailblazing creators, leaders, and low-key icons who know they're here to break cycles and shift timelines. I'm Substance, your host, creative doula, fruition catalyst, and freestyle artist, walking with you through the raw, real process of birthing what your soul came here to contribute. This is your reverent space to anchor your devotion to your essence-led path. Every episode is an invitation back to your true self and your daily walk in alignment with your values. You were born coded with everything you need to fulfill your mission and to have fun with it. We just get to remember together and make moves to share our OG codes in service to liberation and wholeness. We were born for this. Let's lock in and get into the nectar of now. Blessings and love to you. Welcome back to the Soul Legacy Podcast. Yeah. Whew. So today we're talking about willingness. I've found that willingness is the master key to everything, to everything. Literally in my life, in my walk, in how I move in the world, willingness is literally everything. Willingness to see, willingness to feel, willingness to allow, willingness to see blind spots, to see how I'm showing up, to see when I'm out of alignment, when I'm out of integrity, to see my patterns, to see my addictive patterns, to see the fears, to recognize when I'm caught up in a loop, whatever it is, and also willingness to go beyond that, to zero out, willingness to 0 point that, and willingness to zoom out, willingness to feel it all and see it all, to tap into the eternal aspect, to the soul sight, to how source sees what's unfolding, to be in the experience and to zoom out and not be entangled in it. There's so many different dynamics to this. It can be simple, but when we're first untangling from the bullshit, it can feel complex and it can feel convoluted and it can feel suffocating. It can feel frustrating. It can feel like these patterns and these fears and these energetics are trying to like claw at us or whatever, hold us back, hold us down. It's very real. It's very visceral. These patterns are in our bodies, these memories, these traumas, these imprints, the lineage of this lifetime and the lineage before this lifetime, the soul lineage, the earth lineage, the celestial lineage, all of it. We exist as an instrument that can break through, cut through, and live on the leading edge of our evolution. Because the essence is ever present, because the keys to liberation are ever available. Receiving support from guides, mentors, and from a platform like this, every episode, everything I'm saying is in service to you breaking free from all of this that I'm speaking of. And willingness is key. Willingness to lean into that journey, willingness to go beyond the fears, willingness to feel everything that comes up when these parts get activated. The trauma responses, the old patterns, the stuff that you know doesn't lead where you want to go, but still takes over because it's a visceral takeover. The emotion wants to infiltrate you and become you, but you are not the emotion. The thoughts want to infiltrate and influence and interfere, but they're not you. The eternal soul self, the OG code, our essence is untouchable. All this interference is false. It's not the truth of who you are. So the willingness to see that, the willingness to notice, the willingness to pause, the willingness to reset, to do the 0 point meditation in the previous episode, to bring any given tool, not that you need to rely on tools or something outside of you to be your answer or be the solution. I've just found that there are many tools that have supported me, and so I bring that in. Freestyle rhyme rap is one of them. I'll share more why in another episode. Willingness to see blind spots, willing to be illuminated, willing to sit in a moment with another being who can help you see, whether that's a mentor or a friend. Again, not to rely that someone else can show you what's true for you. Aside from someone that's actually there in service to you, and every relationship is in service to you, but it can feel more disruptive, triggering, and unwanted when the dynamic of a relationship is based in friction and conflict. Still, there is a gift of any relationship, any moment, any circumstance that is trying to reach you, especially the ones that hurt, especially the ones that are particularly challenging. There are so many people and books and things that have been said about this, that though the things that are the biggest challenge have the biggest gems, that everything you desire is on the other side of the fear. So the willingness to notice the fear, to lean in to all these areas of your life and all these parts of yourself, and to be with what is arising, including all the emotions and all the suppressed energy and emotions, trapped emotions, willingness to go there, willingness to be with, and also willingness to bring love to all of it, to your inner experience, to the parts of self, the emotions, the trauma triggers and trauma patterns and trauma responses, bringing love to all of it, bringing the love of your eternal soul self, the love of God, the love of Source, Creator, to envelop you, what's coming up, the dynamic, the relationship, the circumstance. And the willingness to reorient, to see fully, to feel fully, but ultimately reorient not just from this angle, to see and feel fully from this vantage point where I'm in it, the emotions are hot, whatever's happening. Then to switch up my vantage point, to put on the lens, come from this angle, see from this angle, ultimately zoom out and see from source as soul, soul sight, the willingness to go there, the willingness to include all perspectives, including the one that's in the density of it, the willingness to acknowledge all parts and aspects of what's happening while still holding the soul sight and the knowing that this is all in service to your liberation, even if you can't see it in this moment. So that's reminding me of a really beautiful gem from Matt Kahn, which is, no matter what's happening, especially when you feel challenged, you can say this mantra, which is, wait, hold on, I forgot it. Thank you for this gift. Thank you for this gift. Thank you for this gift. Thank you for this gift of this experience. Thank you for the gift of whatever is to come, whatever is to be revealed, illuminated through this experience, through this relationship, through this moment of challenge. Thank you for this gift. Even if the gift is not apparent, not available, not present right now in this moment, saying this statement and this acknowledgement and this sharing gratitude will allow the gift to be revealed sooner than later, rather than rejecting what's happening and being like, fuck this, being in the frustration and the density of whatever might be happening, and instead just 0 point, long exhale. Thank you for this gift. That's a practice that's fun. another liberation practice brought to you by Matt Kahn and my memory. Willingness to make shifts, to make a shift in how I'm perceiving, to make a shift of how I'm interacting, how I'm behaving, how I'm showing up, make a shift in how I'm speaking, my tone of voice, make a shift in so many things. You can make so many shifts. You can consciously choose to shift and the willingness to do that. And also, I wrote down the willingness to reclaim, the willingness to, well, one, take responsibility and claim what's happening in the sense of like, okay, this is happening. I'm not going to run from it. I'm willing to face it, confront what is happening within me, what is happening in this dynamic, this circumstance, this relationship, willingness to be with what is. And then willingness to reclaim your true self, reclaim your essence, reclaim the power that comes from orienting from that perspective, from that angle, from that vantage point. As essence, as true self, as OG code, as God, as source, as creator. Yeah, so this key of willingness has brought me so much and continues and will be the key for me forever, because all the insights, all that's illuminated, all that I receive, all those gifts that I get to receive because I'm willing to lean into the edges, lean into the conflict, lean into the challenge, and open myself, willingness to open myself to receive the gift of what's wanting to come through that, the willingness to receive, huge key. It always comes because that's what this realm is designed for. It's to gift us, to bless us with insights, with illuminations into calcified patterns within ourself, within our physical body, within our lineage, within our cellular makeup, the lineage that we carry, the willingness to see blind spots, the willingness to be illuminated in those blind spots, the willingness to see how all these things are interacting to ultimately shine light on a part of yourself that's calling for love, that's calling to be recognized and acknowledged. And like my mentor says, to return home, that these broken off parts of ourselves, the part that I silenced, the part that I shut out, the part that I suppressed, the part that I denied, that I forgot, all these parts of ourselves at different ages. This is internal family systems. I'm not super well versed at this. I'm going to bring someone on, multiple people on that are going to speak to this topic. But to welcome these parts of ourselves home, because they didn't break off and leave and just fall away. They're just hidden somewhere in the field, in our body, and we get to welcome them to come out of hiding, to love on them as they are, to welcome those energies, those emotions as they are, and welcome them home into the embrace of our heart. It sounds kind of whatever it sounds like. Into the embrace of our heart, our unconditional embrace, our soul, eternal embrace. There's an episode dropping soon with Tila Mai where we talk about Ho'oponopono. So I'll link it below, and I'll also pull out the part that's just the Ho'oponopono and also lead you to her work, because when we're doing parts work and we're welcoming these parts home, we can actually practice Ho'oponopono not in the way that it's been shared so much, which a lot of people I personally encountered, and the way that I see it represented online or wherever. Ho'oponopono, the most potent way that I've applied that or seen that applied and now practice on my own, in my own space, is not about forgiving anyone else. It's not about saying those 4 lines, hoping that someone outside of me, either that they receive that or I'm receiving it from them. This is a practice of forgiveness, self-forgiveness, and ultimately connecting with Source, God, directly. So I'll let that transmission breathe. You'll see it on the link below. I'm not going to try and translate it because it's not my medicine, it's not my expertise. I just thought of it right now because as we allow these parts to come home, we get to practice things like Ho'oponopono or different ways that we can welcome our full self and our full soul here right now with us right now and show up as fully as we can. And everything about this platform is designed and intended for you to support you in doing that. Liberation practices, wholeness practices, presence practices. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. That's it for this episode. Willingness, the willingness to see, the willingness to feel, the willingness to be, the willingness to breathe, the willingness to lean in, the willingness to lean back, the willingness to welcome the full spectrum of this human experience, this soul experience, all aspects of this experience that are wanting you to allow your full radiance of your OG code, unique soul signature, unique design, your soul coded gifts to be expressed through you freely, to be flowing freely, overflowing with the gift that you are, and that your eternal, ever present soul offering can have its way with you in this lifetime. That's why this exists. That's why I exist, to support you to live soul fluently, soul fluency, and live your soul legacy, your daily walk and conscious choice of how you show up. So more to come. This is all so juicy. Thank you for tuning in. My prayer is that this lands with you and supports you, and that you take something from this that deepens you in your walk, your unlocking, the unlocking that's happening through you as we practice the willingness to lean into that. It's all happening through you. It's just allowing. It's just about allowing and surrendering. So more to come on all of this. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciating you. Thank you for vibing with us on the Soul Legacy podcast, where we remember together and live our legacy daily. If today's episode ignited something in you, please amplify that. Subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone you love. Want support birthing your vision? Book a free call at the link in the show notes below. I'm here to hold you down and lift you up, always. Until next time, have fun on the adventure of perpetual upgrades. And remember, you are precious, you are loved, you are love. And I'll see you soon.